freaking love you, Jordan. Wolf of Wall Street written all over it. I'm not leaving. And you could just see Leonardo DiCaprio with Dybala's face. Actually, on my Twitter, Mayo Pinelli posted the video of that. Some AI recreation, some edit. I don't know. This is shocking. This is what they call clamoroso. Absolutely an unbelievable event. One of the most profound events in recent Italian football history. And just when he's about to get on the plane, the guy says, I'm not leaving. We're going to go through all this stuff here, like the reasoning why Paulo has decided to stay at Roma. Is it the love of the fans? Is it the team that said, no way, we're not negotiating anymore? I think we got to look a little bit more into it rather than just the Jordan Belfort memes. So let's take a look at this timeline by my friend Enzo on Twitter. So let's take, this is from Di Marzio, and he translated it for us. It says a private jet was ready from yesterday to bring him to Saudi. They even wanted him to play in a match tomorrow. That's true. Dybala rejected an offer on August 7th. He wasn't convinced by the move to Saudi until he was benched this past Sunday against Cagliari. He then decided to accept the offer yesterday. So that salary figure started at around 60 million euros, and by the end of the negotiations, it was said to be rumored at 75 million over 3 years. Today, he went into Trigoria, bid farewell to his teammates, spoke with Bove, Paredes, and Sule. Keep in mind of that Argentinian contingency at Roma right now. Dybala, of course, played a big role in getting Sule to sign for the club, and he has a great friendship with Paredes. There was also this idea that Paulo was really packing it in now because he wasn't called up by Scaloni for the second time for the Argentinian national team, and that chapter looks all but ended for him, and I don't think he's going to get back to the Argentinian setup. They have so much talent, kids which are 18, 19 years old, who they may want to fully restart once Messi is out of the picture, but he's still got a couple of years left too, and Dybala is his number 2. Very fortunate for Paulo that he's second in command to the best player of all time. Okay, so when he left Trigoria this morning, he took his boots with him and didn't partake in a photo shoot for the league, because at that point he was certain he was leaving. So no PR. And if you've looked around the photo shoots for Roma's new equipment, their jerseys and stuff like that, he hasn't been part of any of those photo shoots. But now let's see. I think this kid's going to get his own line. After the love he received from the fans and his companions, he decided he wanted to stay in Rome. Let's watch that video. This is from La Roma 24. I'll blow it up here.
Che se famo male. Apri là davanti.
Paolo, dalla che c'è stanno i ragazzini. La maglia. Oh, la maglia.
So you could see people were like, oh, sign it for the kids, for the young ones. Let them get a photo with you and stuff like that. Fans mobbing him with love. There were even a few fans who gave him personal mementos, memorabilia, people who made like little paintings and stuff for him. Really crazy stuff, but really it really took him emotionally. And I think this made a big difference in what happened. Does feeling bad and feeling loved change your mind about 75 million euros? No way. But I think that when we're going to get to the end of that story here. So after the love he received from the fans and companions, Enzo writes, he decides he wants to stay in Rome. His wife and mother were never fully convinced about a move to Saudi. Shocker, because Saudi Arabia is such a shining example of female rights. After changing his mind, he then decided he wanted to announce his decision to stay with an Instagram post at 7 p.m. I don't think I can post that on YouTube, but you go to Paulo's Instagram and you'll see it. Anyway, we speak about his mom, his new wife, and the love he gets from the fans. And all of this, for sure, plays a role in his decision. I also think that, consider Paulo's age. He's 30 years old. He's not even 31, right? I gotta fact check myself real quick. 30 years old. 31, November 15th. And he's at the highest level. This is not somebody who's on the decline. Yes, he has this injury history that has followed him for a long time at this point. But when he plays, he's sensational. In Roma's first match against Cagliari, remember when he came on and in 10 minutes was already had done so much more in just providing contributions, getting towards and forward the net, breaking up a couple plays. That movement that he had, I think in the 70th minute to Dovbyk, sensational. He cuts back, puts it onto his left, puts a cross in. Dovbyk hits the crossbar. That should have been a game-winning assist. So he just needs a few minutes, and he's so decisive. He's the X factor. I want to say he's the best number 10 of his generation, and he is if you don't include Messi, of course, as we mentioned. But for me, you use these words like X factor, once-in-a-generation player, remarkable. The last number 10 in modern football is a keyword I like to throw in here and there. And he's all those things. The one reservation I do have a little bit is like, what does this do to Roma's mercato? Does this change things? Does this mean that Roma are not going to be able to invest the way that they wanted? Are there going to be there's 4 or 5 players who need to be filled in? Are they going to be affected to the point where Roma still has these holes, but they have Dybala? Is it one or the other? Or will Roma go on and sign Assignon and another center back I read about today? His name escapes me. Or Kone from Borussia Mönchengladbach, who's an excellent midfielder. But I think that if you had read the article I wrote yesterday on Football Italia, that Paulo wasn't the worry. It's moving guys like Abraham, who are sucking up wages, like Cristante, not to gang up on him. I know we always mention him. But getting those guys to move with their big salaries, which absorb so much. If you get those out, then I think it is realistic that Roma can continue to add in these players. Gisolfi can bring in guys like Assignon. I'm going to get the name of those players real quick, but we'll go back to Paulo in a second because that's my concern. It's just I hope that Roma keeps on adding to strengthen the team overall, and it's not just a this or that type of situation. By the way, not to gloat for a second, but Paulo's wife liked this tweet that I posted 10 hours ago. So I was really happy to see that. Sabatini is her last name. Thought this was really cool too. Some fan art. Ti amo Dybala. Who made this? Scene da Serie A. That's cool, whoever did that one. Also, here's the line. I'm not going to show it because that's like Hollywood stuff. I don't want them to come down on me. Tonight I made some chicken cutlets and some zucchini and some pasta. We're going to get to this question on a later episode. We're going to cap today's at 10 minutes, but we talk about that number 10, and a lot of people got strong opinions on it. Also, fans went to Paulo's home. Let's take a look at this.
Dai, Paolo! Dai, Paolo! Dai, Paolo! Dai, Paolo!
I think you can even hear somebody playing the anthem of Roma, which is pretty crazy. I was speaking earlier today about how shocked I am, and we get back to just this is insane stuff. Like I'm still trying to take this in. It's been an emotional roller coaster, and I'm shocked, but I'm so happy that Paulo is staying. I just hope that Gisolfi now, and this is a different conversation. I shouldn't mention it in the same breath, but I'm hoping Gisolfi keeps working, brings in these other guys, and strengthens this team because now with Paulo, with Sule, with Dovbyk, with Mr. X on the left side, somebody yet to be signed, that this team can really fight for something. I'm not sure what that is. It's definitely the Europa League title. Is it anything higher than that? Anything higher than Champions League places? Maybe. Atalanta is very strong this year. Inter, of course, very strong. Juventus look really good under Mota. So we have to see, but at least we can dream. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to dream with Paulo Dybala. Guys, let me know what you think. Throw a like up there and some comments. We'll talk soon. Forza alla Cioia.